Hey!
What, you worried I'm gonna stain your signs that are telling lies to people? Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think we're good.
If you enjoy getting the stain out.
Hi.
Hello. Could you please not do that?
Why?
Because this is our stuff.
Can you please not do this?
We're allowed to table here. We actually have a permit.
Yeah?
Yeah, we do.
I'm not touching you. I'm grabbing your phone.
Well, that's yeah. You can't touch his phone.
I'm not touching your phone. I'm covering the camera.
Okay.
You're not touching it.
Why are you here?
Because we have a right to be here. Why are you here?
Because I have a right to be
Care
here.
about kids. We care
Okay,
about
so why are you damaging our stuff?
Behold the tolerant left.
People don't realize that throwing liquids is considered assault. Like back in the 90s, that person would have gotten an attitude adjustment and left with a few missing teeth. This is why the left side lost. We are absolutely sick and tired of seeing this.
Can you see the sign? Yeah, I can see the sign. Hold on. No, get away!
What is that? What the fuck?
Sister Agnes is acting out again. Bro, did she start praying? That's crazy. Dear Heavenly Father, I got caught lacking.
But wait! There's more!
One has hope in her soul, and the other one has Kareem in her hole. The nun and the fun.
I look for a woman that's not promiscuous. Deal breaker, being promiscuous.
Arrogant. A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, just that.
Well, voicing my opinion is not arrogant, you know. One thing about me is I'm not going to change who I am
Of course.
to fit somebody else's liking. You know, I'm just going to tell it how it is. If you're not it, that's not it. You know,
Cool.
The one that is it, I'm going to let it be known.
Okay.
You know, for surely, yes.
I wasn't fully attracted to you, and I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a great
Thank
day.
you, Queen.
My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. You know, the women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't do
Queen.
too much.
You know, I don't like that. That's all
Okay.
I was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body
You
parts,
just wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not
eyes.
what it is.
That's
No, I
all
was looking at the
pointing
hair
out.
on your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much,
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
All right,
so that's
cool.
all good.
Let's move on.
And you're not even qualified to be even
You
dealing
say
with
everybody
me.
not qualified.
You definitely not. You know, if anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way.
A lot of you guys are just now realizing he didn't say anything wrong. Maturing is realizing he was never the bad guy.
Racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, anti-Semitism.
I see you got an anti-DEI shirt on, so this is about to get good. I personally believe in DEI. I think that actually helps with creating inclusivity within PWIs and predominantly white institutions.
I would say DEI stands for didn't earn it, but that's a separate issue.
Ooh, didn't earn it. You been working on that? Type. Yes, a lot of people think that.
So I don't know what DEI looks like on this campus. So yeah, so I can't speak to that. Do you think people should be hired based on their race or their competency?
I don't think that. I think they should be race.
Which one?
My fault. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My fault. I think that they should be hired based off their competency, not their race.
We totally agree, right?
Okay.
So what DEI does in practice, not in theory, is it focuses on race more than competency. And
Okay.
that is our concern.
Okay.
And so what I want, and you seem, very passionate about a lot of things, and you obviously have skills. For your life, I want you always to be judged on the content of your character, not the color of your skin. Where DEI says, no, we're actually going to care more about skin color than competency. And so what we want is an America based on merit, America based on how hard you work, an America based on what you bring to the table, not just what you look like.
If DEI was such a great thing, then why the heck do Democrats get so upset when people call someone a DEI hire? The point of fighting racism was to end it, not repeat it. DEI is by far more racist than whatever imaginary discrimination they think they're fighting. Hiring based on merit makes a country stronger. And if you don't, here are the results.
I have gender skin color dysphoria.
Yep.
I am a white lesbian trapped in a black man's body. I'm 6 months pregnant and I love my husband, but the LGBTQ community won't accept me.
Did somebody say
Slave?
Everything, drop it. Come on.
Yo, I was just on this fucking plane.
Flight attendant is just grabbing a handful of cheek like it's part of the job. If that's the case, shit, hire me. Bro, Republicans were right about DEI. Like, how the heck does one land the plane upside down instead of flashing lights? It's crashing lights. Look at the strong, independent woman at work. If they hide the pilot's identity, you know it's not good.
I'm like quirky. I'm like silly.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, please!
She ran none of the race, but crosses the finish line with him. Literally, the perfect analogy for relationships. And legends have say that right after this race, she left her man to go be with the winner.
Do you still trust women after working in nightlife for 20 years?
Obviously, you see a lot of cheating. I remember a girl was on a girls' night out in the bar, and her friends left and she got talking to a guy. Obviously, she had the wedding ring on. The guy is actually somebody I know very well. All her friends leave. She says she wants to stay. One of the friends kind of lingers for a little while, trying to get her to leave, and knows what's about to go down. The girl just shoos her away. She ends up leaving. So now it's just her and him. Obviously, we're walking, we know where this is going to end up. So he's looking at me going, yo, she's married. I'm like, dude, I don't want to part of this, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't really know the girl. Anyway, she gets on the phone and she's right near me at the end of the bar, and she calls her husband. Hey babe, Stacy's vomiting and stuff. I'm gonna stay with her and look after her, and so I'm gonna be home late, or I might just sleep at Stacy's house, depending on how she looks. I don't know who Stacy is, but she sure as ain't in the bar at this point, right?
Oh my God.
Right, so fast forward a few hours, you see them making out and the whole nine. They disappear. I believe dumpsters were involved, right? Yes.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, they disappeared. It's a hidden spot, He comes back in. He's like, Rishi, I'm out. And I'm like, daps me up, leaves. I'm like, dude. She comes in 3 minutes later, just adjusting herself, calls her husband, has him pick her up at the bar, comes in, and she's introducing him to people like nothing happened. And I'm just like, I'm scarred. I'm scarred for life.
That's
beyond.
Now, if you have your cheek-slanging shotgun and your thought-gun activated, all this pain and misery can be avoided. His first problem: why the heck was your wife at a bar in the first place? Now, gentlemen, if your girl says, girls' night out, bro, you're cooked. Now, just food for thought. If a girl can fake her whole orgasm. What makes you think she can't fake a whole relationship? That's why I can never trust anything that bleeds 5 days straight and cannot die.
Regular conversation with you, and you're just it's not even the fact.
Viagra, if you have an erection for longer than 4 hours, go to the hospital. Like, no, you get on the phone and you start calling girls up, right? I mean, come on. So, so I took care of that problem.
The modern day Socrates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for this next clip I'm about to play, Andrew Schultz received a lot of backlash for this extremely controversial video, but I don't disagree with him at all. Let me know what you guys think.
Women's greatest fear is being alone, not being with the wrong person. And our greatest fear is being with the wrong person. Like, I didn't meet my wife until late for the same reason. I was like, I don't want to settle. I don't want to be with somebody. I figured out more or less how to date. I figured out kind of what that person wanted. And I can kind of be that version of that, but it didn't make me happy. But the tricky thing is that women, because they're so afraid of being alone, I think a lot of them, they end up being with guys they don't really like. And that's what I think this ick red flag culture is. Have you heard of women on the internet talking about their icks and their red flags? Mm-hmm. When you're with someone you don't like, everything about them is irritating. You just hate the guy you're with, but you're terrified of being alone.
Look at all the women going crazy in the comments. The girls may disagree, but I would think they have a 300+ body experience, collecting more bodies than Genghis Khan and getting ran through just like the yellow light. So, yeah. Now just hear me out. If women are more afraid being with the wrong person than being alone, then why do you see so many women who believe they can fix a guy and stay in toxic relationships like this?
I'm waiting for you to grow up. Act 35, don't act 16.
Keep the on. Keep the on with me. So what the are you saying?
I'm saying I don't need the I don't give a about none of this.
Just then leave me the alone. You can get the on my face.
If you find a girl who believes in your dreams more than you do, who makes you want to be a better man, who's willing to work alongside you to get there, and is grateful for whatever you have right now today, no matter where you're at, just marry her. Because at the end of the day, your spouse marries two people, the person you are and the person you want to become. Make sure they love both.
Well, guys, we just gotta find this girl first. But unfortunately, this type of model has been discontinued. Finding a good girl nowadays is like seeing a Bigfoot riding a unicorn, because these are the types of girls we are left with.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. So first of all, you're all turned around right now.
Haram.
Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills? If people like to split their bills with their man, I think that's what you should do. I don't do that.
Look at what happened. She caught herself flexing and got a bigger flex on her. Now he's with somebody he doesn't have to pay a dime for. So it didn't work. You lost him to somebody with more money that will do 50-50. Now he's with a tall glass of milk.
And now she's going 100 by herself. Now, the only time a woman will ever go 50-50 with a man is when she takes your ass to the cleaners and divorces you.
Can someone explain to me how a man can work all day to keep a woman home nice and comfortable, and he'll come home to no punani, no home-cooked meal, and a dirty house? I mean, isn't the whole point of staying home to help make the person who's working all day's life easier?
Women tend to be more unhappily married than men.
And 80% of the time, women bring up problems in a relationship.
But 69% of all problems are not solvable.
So if you rely on problems getting solved as an indicator of the success of the relationship, it's not going to look good.
Now, a lot of women and my friend who are girls say this too. Oh, men are the problem.
Men ain't shit.
Well, I'm big on analytics, statistics, and numbers because they don't lie. Now let's have a look at the analytics. There was a higher divorce rate between female to female couples and lower divorce rates between male to male couples. So who's really the problem here?
Men aren't immediately loved.
And why is that, Nathan?
No, but it's true. You've got to earn your worth as a man. You do have to earn your worth as a man.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Fair dude.
There's some very cute people who would be immediately loved. And some men with only a face of mother could love. It's just the way the world.
No, I'm not talking about like, as in like love as in the simplest term of like, oh look, he's cute. I'm saying like, in a broader term of life, you have to earn your worth as a man. You do have to do that. Because otherwise you get pushed to the wayside.
The only unconditional love that a man ever receives is from his mother. And some of us men, we don't even get to experience that. Now, gentlemen, be prepared for this RP truth bomb.
Women don't love you, guys. I'm just let you know. Women don't love you. They are incapable of love. This is how it works. They receive love. We give love. They don't return it back. They do us favors. They lie on their back like a Carl's Jr. star. They lie on their back in marital missionary and do some pity and duty sex. They let you push and shove for 5 or 10 minutes. Okay? And then guess what? They're off back shopping. They off back trying to sell some peace leaf. They off back trying to have it all. They off back at their career. They off back with their owner. You're just there. You're just there to just fill a little bit of time in the void. And then before she goes to sleep, she's there talking to your ass and cuddling. All right, pillow talking. And then she's on to the next dude.
Sorry. What did you do last week for the taxpayer?
I paid my damn taxes, you
Right.
piece of.
I do pay my taxes.
Oh, good.
So that means that those people work for me.
No, they don't. You pay taxes because no, they
They do.
don't.
That's how our government works. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so you're a federal employee, right?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm a guy wearing a Doge t-shirt.
We're a federal worker, just like all the federal workers who are here.
If I was a federal worker, why would I be doing this?
What was your third point?
I'm a team manager, so I manage my team. I oversee all their work. Yeah. Why can't the federal workers give me a list like this? Nobody's giving me a list like this.
Well,
What do they actually do?
Clearly, they should.
The ones who can't,
Well,
should they be fired?
Who do you? Yeah.
That's all he's doing is spreading propaganda.
They never have an intellectual response, just yelling and name calling. They're so frustrated and angry, and they don't even know what the heck why. So now allow me to educate you guys, because I'm a big component on facts and truth.
I would like to dissolve the $10 billion National Department of Education created by President Carter and turn schools back to the local school districts where we built the greatest public school system the world has ever seen. Boom. I think I can make a case that the decline in the quality of public education began when federal aid became federal interference.
He's exactly right.
Okay.
He'd be proud of you.
It's pretty damn sad how long ago Ronald Reagan was president. It's taken this long, about 45 years later, to get someone else to do the right thing. So you're telling me it's okay when Reagan wanted to do it, but not okay when Trump does it?
This explains why NBC didn't air the full version of this interview with President Trump.
Are you planning to accept a salary as president?
I'm not going to accept a salary, no. And I'm giving up a lot of money, you know. Do you know what amazed me? And maybe this isn't right, but other than George Washington, and they're not sure about that, every president has accepted their salary except me.
And you did accept the pension, correct?
I don't think so.
You didn't accept your pension?
I don't think I accepted anything. The president gets about $450,000 a year, and I didn't take it.
I want to ask you again about...
But by the way, I got no credit for that. That's okay.
Well, I am asking you about it for that reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's notable you're not going to
know.
accept a salary.
Yeah, I don't accept. I'm not. Yeah. I didn't, and I'm not going to. And I don't believe I got any credit for that. But I just feel it's, for me, it's a nice thing to do.
If Barack Obama did this, you better best believe we'll never hear the end of it. Mainstream media absolutely makes me vomit. We don't despise mainstream media enough. They absolutely refuse to say anything kind and nice about him.
Most people in this country voted for Trump.
It's a lie. The slim majority of voters. Shamefully, there were very few voters who showed up, but stop that bullshit. It is not a majority. It's not
It's bullshit. He actually won the popular vote.
I am telling you, it was a slim majority of voters. Are you hearing me? Because I can sign it if you want. That is why you're not supposed to spread the bullshit that most Americans are looking for this. Because
Well, people care, then they vote.
Because too few people voted. That's a disgrace.
If people care about issues, then they vote.
Yeah, well, if you want
So the ones who cared voted for Trump to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in government.
Because lots of voters were purged from voter rolls before the election.
This sounds familiar to me. It sounds like election denial. Is that what you guys are doing?
Just stop.
I'm just, because I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
Just stop.
Yeah, you just told me that. You just said this, right?
You know, the damage that is being done by the narcissist in that building, the people who believe his bullshit. I know gaslighting when I see it and when I hear it, so just stop. Okay. Stop.
We don't have to talk to me. I'm actually on my way over here. So.
I know gaslighting. As she proceeds to gaslight, he literally won by a historic margin. If she wants to be angry and mad, the only person she should be mad at is her freaking hairdresser. She's got the Carano's haircut, the final boss of all Karen haircuts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.